I just realise how lucky I am to be so loved by my family. It's just unbelievably overwhelming. And my friends too. I just never expected all of that yesterday. And I'm not crying out of sadness, I'm crying out of being overwhelmed and happy. Just met my two favourite guys on this party. They're so yummy, so lovely. But guess what? They're both getting married in the next couple of months. But hey ho, I'm not going to give up because there's plenty more fish in the sea.
Years ago, she ended a 41-year marriage. The situation is framed as having no major conflict, just a decision to leave. She also documented parts of her transition afterward, including lifestyle changes in dating life. Sharing pieces of it online in the story is then presented as a timeline, moving through each stage of that change and how her life evolved after separation. It highlights how publicly sharing personal transitions can shape how the audience interprets the entire journey.
I'm 69 and I left my husband 7 years ago. I was fed up with being part of the furniture. I wanted to have a proper life again. Everyone got the shock of their lives when I left. My friends couldn't believe it. Most of all, my ex couldn't believe it. He never thought I'd leave. I mean, I didn't wish him any harm. I didn't have an unhappy marriage. I just wanted a bit more excitement in my life. And I was going to get it before I was 70. And I've only got 6 months to go. People stay in a relationship far too long when it's no good. And I can tell you something, when you are absolutely feeling like this is the end of the line, be brave, take a leap and just go, and you will never look back. Don't stay if you're not happy, because everyone deserves to be happy.
6 months to 70, that framing suggests a tight countdown, not a calm life change. It portrays her decision less as self-discovery and more as racing against time. From that angle, the narration implies she wasn't searching for love, but reacting to age and timing. And the calendar line is used to underline how time keeps moving our 7, regardless of personal choices or intentions.
A lot of you were wondering why I left my husband when I said I wasn't in an unhappy marriage. Well, we didn't fight, there was no violence or anything like that, but I didn't feel I was living my life to the full. I didn't like living in the countryside when I'm really a city person. He was a good lover most of my life, but I still wanted a new adventure. There was a big age gap. Maybe that had something to do with it. We weren't on the same page anymore. There are many reasons people could decide that they've had enough. Many reasons. But I knew that it was time for me to leave. I've been thinking about it for many years. I wanted my children to be away at university. I didn't want to leave them when they were very young. But then I enjoyed my life when my children were there. I think it was when they left, it made me realize there was nothing left to stay for. So all these reasons are why I decided to leave. And I didn't leave with a huge settlement. I didn't leave with, I didn't take anything from my husband actually. But we're still friends. And we speak on the phone every week because we have children and grandchildren together. And we are very civilized. And there's nothing wrong with that. So a lot of people said, why didn't I work it out before I walked out? But it wasn't as easy as that. And I had thought about it for a long time and there was nothing to work out. I knew I couldn't change anything. I tried, but not in a way that was unreasonable. I just knew I was ready to leave. And I haven't, this is not an advertisement for people to get divorced just because I walked out. I mean, everyone has a different story. Everyone has a different path. And it's amazing how you can still have fun and enjoy yourself when you have actually let go of all that tension that this uneasiness brings when you know it's not what you want anymore. So that's part 2 of my story. I'm just giving people the encouragement and the confidence to actually think twice about the rest of your life, because there's always an alternative and there's always a new way to live. What I've learned is it's never too late to start again.
After almost 40 years of marriage, the relationship eventually came to an end. From the outside, it may seem sudden, but long-term relationships often change slowly over time. The narration points to the idea that emotional distance can build up across years, even when life continues as normal on the surface. Over time, people can start to feel differently about what they want from life. IT also suggests that major life shifts, like children growing up and moving out, can become a turning point where couples reassess their future in the end. It's presented as a reflection on long marriages, changing priorities, and how people sometimes choose very different paths after decades together.
9. And this is me in my 30s, in a bikini on the Barrier Reef. I now don't mind wearing a bikini, even though I'm much older and actually more body confident than I was then. I didn't even think I looked good then. I actually don't care anymore. And I can sit on a beach, I can sit in the gardens, I can sit in the park in my bikini, and I don't give a damn because I feel good in myself. And why shouldn't I sit in a bikini? Some people say I should wear a swimming costume, but I don't feel comfortable in a swimming costume. So, what the hell? Here I am, at this age, enjoying life, ready for Love Island in my 70s. And who knows who I'll meet on my next beach holiday. I would like to say to all those ladies out there who don't dare wear a bikini or feel they're too old to wear a bikini, why don't you just do it? Why should you feel ashamed of yourself? It's just how you are now, and no one's going to like you any less for it. And if you embrace it, you will enjoy being who you are today. And that's
ready for Love Island in her 70s. Sit with that. Love Island is a show where 22-year-olds in thongs cry about who S6 for 76 minutes, 47 seconds sleeping in which bed she's putting in her application. The bikini isn't the problem. The audience is, she doesn't T6 556 minutes. 55 seconds want to be seen by her husband. She wants to be seen by his replacement. And the replacement just isn't watching.
I'm 69 and I'm dating. The one thing that 19-year-olds and 69-year-olds have in common, that the men we're dating are still assholes. Oh, they are indeed assholes.
There's a laugh there. Pause on that for a second. It comes across less like pure amusement and more like someone trying to keep the mood light in a difficult conversation. In that moment, she's using humor to deflect from a heavy reality rather than fully sitting in it. People often do that when the topic becomes uncomfortable or emotionally complex. The point being raised is what happens once the laughter fades, and there's nothing left to cover the underlying feelings or consequences being discussed.
I'm 69 and I find it extremely difficult sometimes. I have lots of dates, first dates, but I don't get second and third dates. I don't even want them. I don't find any connection with the people I meet up with. No real vibe. I mean, where do you find the person to get that vibe with? It's not even my age, I don't think. I think this happens at all ages. And it can be quite tiring. It can make you feel very miserable because it almost makes you feel there's something wrong with you. And I sometimes think, what is wrong with me? But in the end, I think, no, it's them. It's not me. No one makes any effort. And finding people on dating apps is probably such a fake way of meeting people. We're just looking at a picture. We're not looking at a personality. So how do you really know who you're meeting, where they're from? Doesn't work. For me, it doesn't work. And I'm thinking, will I ever find anyone? Sometimes I really want to give up and I have to push myself, say, no, don't give up. Just keep looking, because when you least expect it is when you're probably going to find it.
She pauses and asks a hard question. What is wrong with me? Then she quickly tries to answer it herself before the silence takes over. The moment shows inner doubt and self-reflection after a long emotional journey. She seems to be searching for clarity, trying to make sense of her choices out loud. The message being highlighted is the contrast between expectation and reality, and how people sometimes question themselves when things don't turn out as they
I'm
imagine.
71, and the wonderful thing about having children is they become your friends if you're lucky enough. I had my children probably older than some, so I was nearly 40 when I had my youngest son. And now we are the best of friends, so much so that we travelled around Southeast Asia for 7.5 months. And of course I relied on him a lot to be my travel guide, to book the restaurants. Now I'm back in the UK. I feel I should be more independent, but I still keep asking him to do things for me. And some of my friends think I shouldn't. But why not? I mean, I'm only going to be here once, and if he's my tech support for the rest of my life, so what? And when he doesn't want to do it, he makes it known. I can remember once when we were actually on the beach in Vietnam, and he put a little sign up and said, "The tech support is closed for 2 hours," and I quite respect that.
There's a moment here where frustration shows through in a simple, handwritten sign, asking for a short break after months of constant travel and responsibility. After months of being together on the road, things like planning, support, and daily coordination can start to feel overwhelming. Even well-meaning family dynamics can become intense when there's no space to reset. Her friends have suggested slowing down, but the situation continues as it is. It highlights how roles inside families can sometimes shift during long trips or extended time together, where one person unintentionally ends up handling more responsibility than expected in the end. It raises a broader point about boundaries, balance, and how important it is for everyone to have space, even within close family relationships.